So, guys, a non-profit, non-partisan, and legal and advocacy organization, SERAP, has called on the United States President Donald J. Trump to come for the release of a prominent journalist, human rights activist, Omoyele Sowore. As you all know, Omoyele Sowore has been in the kidnapped den of the DSS, and even though the court had ruled twice that he should be released on bail, the DSS flawed court ruling, just like the president himself. I think the DSS are simply the bulldogs of the president as they do the biddings of the president. It is reported that Sowore is still in DSS custody despite meeting bail conditions given by the Federal High Court Abuja. The DSS is charging Sowore on 7 counts bordering on treasonable felony, cyber stalking President Muhammadu Buhari, amongst other offenses. And it is not just Sowore that is there. There is a young man called Mandate, that is his alias. It's called Mandate. He's 23 years old, and he's also charged with the same trumped-up charges, treasonable felony. They claim that they are both trying to unseat Buhari's democratically elected administration government, and it's a shame anyway that this is happening. While calling on the President Trump for his intervention on the release of both of them, Serap noted that Sowore is a US permanent resident with rights and should be released. I'm going to quickly go through what they wrote. Dear real Donald Trump, Nigerians need you. 8 days after perfecting their bail conditions, activists Sowore and Bakare remain arbitrarily detained. Sowore is a US permanent resident with rights. He needs you, and Nigerians need you to publicly ask President Buhari to obey court orders. However, Nigerians are not comfortable with the action of Serap as of the opinion that such call is wrong, given the onus that Nigeria is a sovereign nation and Trump has no right to intervene. Yeah, that is true. But then, when you are being ruled by a tyrant, at times you need to call the international body to see, not because they really care per se, because they are also part of the issues that we are having in Nigeria. Calling Donald Trump, it shows how so low Africans have put themselves. It shows how they have become mediocres. Why should the court? Donald Trump and the rest of the administration, notwithstanding how they, find a way of, running around circles, still they make sure that the rule of law is still upheld at least 70%. Unlike that in Nigeria, unlike the Nigerian administration, right now, the rule of law is not even obeyed at all. This man cares less about anything. This is what would I call it? I would call it a civilian autocracy. Some might call it that, but I still see it as a military dictatorship. That's just what it is. So guys, presently, I don't think Donald Trump will be ready to involve himself, and even if he wants to involve himself, at what level? Nigeria is a sovereign country. Yes, I know these guys, they put their hands into countries where they think they can get something out of it. So I'll quickly go through some response to this. Someone here says the United States president is currently going through a lot right now. An impeachment hearing is currently ongoing. His longtime friend Roger Stone just got convicted today on 7-count charge in New York. Please leave the gentleman out of Sowore's issue for now. Sowore should be released by the Nigerian government, and no external power forces government should be involved in this. And that is true. Donald Trump might be impeached. Yes, he might be impeached as they realize that he himself is involved in certain things that are not, correct. They are not right. He's trying to, do some stuff. Someone here says, is Trump the Sowore to bail Sowore? Okay, is Trump the person to bail Sowore? I am Nigerian. I do not need Trump. Nigeria is a sovereign nation, and besides, he's occupied with more pressing issues than Sowore. Another person said, I'm surprised some Nigerians, even younger generation folks, are jokingly viewing this as just headache of the Serap and Sowore. I pray those people come to their senses and call a spade a spade. This is democracy, and court orders are sacrosanct. Here's someone saying, Mr. Common Sense, when Sowore was on national television telling the whole world how he was going to burn the Buhari out of office after contesting and failing election, where was his common sense? And I will say Trump that is facing impeachment, who you are calling. Someone say that the former US ambassador to Ukraine has just been indicted in the ongoing public hearing. Someone say this is disgraceful coming from Sarah. Nigeria is a sovereign country and not a state in the United States of America. If Sowore is the permanent citizen of the United States, what moral right has he to contest elections in Nigeria? I want to learn, please. Well, as a permanent citizen of the United States, he can contest the election unless he is ready to give up his Nigerian citizenship and keep the United States and get the United States citizenship. So that's the difference. That's why he refused to do that. That is how it works. Someone said, why not tag South Sudan and Afghanistan to come help them in Nigeria? Donald Trump has a lot on his mind, like they've been saying, and moreover, why should we always want to run to some foreign person out there to come help us and set us free? These are things that we can do for ourselves as young people. Imagine how much it would have been, how much they would have felt it if everyone on their platform, they make use of this avenue, their avenues to keep repeating and keep talking about this Sowore's issue, so that everywhere it will trend like never before. That would have shown them the strength of the media that they are trying to stifle now. But unfortunately, that's not so. As you know, a lot of Nigerians have mixed opinions and reactions to this, and I don't blame many of them. Many of them are desensitized, and many of them have been brainwashed, and they don't know what is required of government, of a nation, to their own citizens. They think Sai Baba and Oga and all of that. They believe that somebody has to be their God, somebody has to be their savior, somebody has to be their ruler, and they have to be, underneath that person. That is the kind of ideology, ideas, and mindset that they have, and that's not what is right at this time in Nigeria. And even the name Nigeria, there are a lot of things wrong with that space. I'm telling you, there are a lot of things wrong. Even the name Nigeria is not supposed to be accepted, but then we still have issues within ourselves as people. We have issues within ourselves, and many of these issues have to do with the typical Nigerians that we have. I will still call them Nigerians, simply nigger area. That they need to do away with that first. And we need to even look at the educational curriculum, look at history. There are certain histories that are not supposed to be. For example, they say Mungo Park discovered River Niger. These are fallacies. These are things that we need to remove. But how can we even deal with all of these colonial, insults if we are yet to deal with ourselves as people? Why can't Nigeria just break apart easily without any conflict? After all, the country ended 1st of January 2014. Why can't we just break apart and everyone goes on their own and manage their own resources? If we have to stay together, I'm using the word have to stay together, then there should be decentralization of power, or there should be a form of rotational government with laws and constitution that will favor the masses, laws and constitution that gives the masses power, not someone that is so broke, looking lean, his face is so rough. The next thing he gets into that public office, political office, and he begins to look too fresh. He begins to own 100 automobiles. He begins to buy houses everywhere. How is this from his salary, or how did he get it? So these are the things that we really need to look into. And because some certain sections in Nigeria will not want to do this, simply put, there is no way forward. The north of Nigeria will not support this. They are not ready to do this. They are not ready to be part of this. So why then are we together? It takes two to tango. If two people do not agree, even the Bible says, if two do not agree, nothing's going to happen. That's what it is. So there is no agreement. There is conflict of interest, and a lot of things are not in order. So simply put, they need to just cut off and break away, and let's see how people will deal with their own problems. Because yes, there is still going to be problems in each region, but then it won't be a tribal issue such as this, but then it will be internal tussle within the tribes. Some will say we are more superior. I am Anambra. I cannot. Imo man cannot talk. How can Umaya Abia man be speaking and I will listen? Who are they? Things like that will happen. You go to the southwest of Nigeria, you hear stuff like, oh, how can Ondo man talk to a Lagos man? How can Ibadan man talk to Ijebu man and stuff like that? They're still going to have those issues, but then they will find a way of sorting that among themselves. But what is more important is for us to have that culture. No to corruption. That is it, and lackadaisical attitude to how things are done in the country. So this is Serap calling on Donald Trump. It's a shame that they have to call on Donald Trump. It's a shame that the vice president, educated man, a lawyer that understands the rule of law, the vice president, a pastor, You know, spiritually is there. You know, professionally, when it comes to the law, is there. So then what was then the problem? Politics, dirty politics, where someone like Buhari that has nothing to offer anyone, he doesn't even have it upstairs there, is the one that is there. People felt, oh, as a military man, he will be able to put security in place. No, zero. Military experience, zero. Intellectual experience, zero. Physical is not there. And yes, we hear that he said he's fighting corruption. What corruption? I see this as nepotism. This is not corruption fighting. I don't see him really fighting corruption per se. That is not to say that the past administration are not criminals. Don't get me wrong. Past administrations are also criminals. Goodluck Jonathan is I don't know how I'm going to put it. All right, let's say Goodluck Jonathan, it's just something that is not supposed to happen. It's a crisis. Goodluck Jonathan crisis. The rest of them, this one now is civil war. That's just it. All of them are corrupt. All of them are corrupt. If you think you will embrace the former, then you are making a mistake, because they stole. You need to check the amount of money the wife of Goodluck Jonathan, Madueke, you know, a lot of these guys and women that, you know, they say give women opportunity. Those are women. Give the young. Those are young people. All of them are thieves, criminals. That's what they are. So guys, that is what it is for now. If you're not part of this channel, simply tap on that subscription button and the red notification icon bell. That makes you part of this channel. Thanks for stopping by.